Super Mario 3 is coming to theaters in 2029 as the greatest animated movie ever made. Are you ready to discover everything we know about Nintendo's next film? Yoshi's Island. Mini games will be used as the foundation for the new movie, and without a doubt, Yoshi's Island is part of the new story. For those who don't know, this story takes place before all the games in the Mario universe. In it, a stork is carrying baby Mario and Luigi to their parents, but the leader of the Magic Koopas kidnaps the brothers because he had a vision where Mario and Luigi would be responsible for defeating King Bowser in the future. This moment would have Yoshi as the protagonist because at the moment Kamek is carrying the babies, they fall onto Yoshi's Island, where the dinosaurs must protect the children and guide them back to their parents. But of course, Yoshi's Island is just one of the games that will serve as inspiration for the new movie, just like others were used in the first two adventures. If you want to know everything, stay with us. Stay tuned because another awesome Cinewave is already on. Mario Odyssey. The game Super Mario Odyssey will also serve as inspiration for the new movie, and let's make one thing clear, Odyssey will probably be the title of the next adventure. And maybe you think it won't, since this game was used as a reference in Mario Galaxy in the T-Rex scene, but that's not quite the case. Odyssey's story still has a lot more to show. In this game, which will be adapted into the movie, Bowser kidnaps Peach once again and takes her into space. See how this already fits into the movie universe now that Mario Galaxy has hit theaters. In this adventure, our hero will team up with the character Cappy, a kind of ghostly hat, and the two will set off on a super fun spaceship called the Odyssey. At the end of this story, Mario enters a church dressed in a wedding suit and saves Peach, but there's a scene that is actually bad news. In the game, Mario declares his love for Princess Peach at the same time as Bowser, but the princess gets so annoyed with the whole situation that she rejects both of them and leaves. It's a shame our hero gets rejected, but there is hope, because fans didn't really like Nintendo's idea of making Mario and Peach just friends. The movie itself already made changes by saying Princess Peach and Rosalina are sisters, so it's very possible that the new movie will show the two of them falling in love. What do you think? Mario Land. And you already know that Princess Daisy appears in the post-credit scene of Mario Galaxy, right? That means the game Mario Land will definitely be part of the next movie. For those who don't know, this is Princess Daisy's debut game in the Nintendo universe, when the studio wanted to introduce more princesses for the plumber. In this story, an alien villain named Tatanga kidnaps the princess. The story ends with our hero defeating an alien, and since Mario Galaxy already takes place in space, it makes perfect sense for them to continue in that setting. Let's remember that in the post-credit scene, Daisy defeats the monkey Ukiki on that planet where spaceships are launched, the same place where Peach and Toad meet Fox McCloud. In other words, Daisy is already in space, and since the villain from her game is an alien, maybe in Mario 3 she's already on the run from Tatanga. The only question left is whether the hero will be Mario or Luigi. Our bet is on Luigi. What about you? Mario World. Another game that could inspire the new movie is Super Mario World. In this story, Mario and Luigi go on vacation to Dinosaur Land with Peach. They deserve it after battling Bowser in space. But the vacation ends when they discover that Peach has been taken once again by the King of the Koopas. What's interesting is that in this game's story, Mario meets Yoshi for the first time. Since that already happened in the movies, they will probably change something, and we have a clue about what it could be. Since Mario meets Yoshi in the game, in this new movie it could be Yoshi who meets someone in Dinosaur Land, and that character could be Birdo, since the two didn't meet in Mario Galaxy in theaters. What do you think? Do you prefer Yoshi or Birdo? Comment the hashtag Yoshi so we can get to know you. Mario Sunshine. Do you know Mario Sunshine? It's a 2002 game that tells a very interesting story and is probably one of the most anticipated games to be adapted. Sunshine is competing with Odyssey to see which one will be the official title of the new movie. Let us tell you how this story could unfold. In the game, Mario is falsely accused of causing trouble on Isle Delfino, and the one responsible is a strange creature called Shadow Mario. It would be interesting to see our hero being accused of being a villain in the third movie, wouldn't it? For those who haven't played Mario Sunshine, here's a spoiler. Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr., who is using the paintbrush he stole from Professor E. Gadd to pretend to be Mario. Jr. created a plan to make the people of Isle Delfino hate Mario. He wanted revenge against our hero, and in the end, Mario would have to fight to clear his name. That is definitely a great story for the new movie. Do you agree? Mario 64. You know that the third movie about the plumber could use Mario 64 as inspiration, right? And yes, maybe you're too young to remember, but this game is one of the first to bring our hero into 3D. 3D. In the story, Mario is invited by Peach to visit the castle and spend a fun day with her, but Bowser invades Peach's home and traps the princess inside. To save her, Mario must enter the castle and go through its traps to rescue Peach, and this story would take place entirely within the castle. Could this game have a place in the next movie? Mario 3D World. And will we see Mario 3D World in the next movie? This possibility seems really interesting because in this story, Bowser doesn't kidnap Peach like he always has. Instead, he invades a place called the Sprixie Kingdom and kidnaps its princesses, the Sprixies. The Koopa King does this to take over the Fairy Kingdom and expand the size of his own empire. In other words, at this point, Bowser wants to control more land, not marry someone like he always tries with Peach. It would be a different kind of story because Mario and Luigi would be protecting another kingdom to save fairies instead of rushing to save Peach. Would you like to see the Sprixies in Mario 3? Bowser's Fury. Do you know the story of Bowser's Fury? This is one of the storylines that could gain a lot of space in the next movie and might even get its own animation outside of the main films. Bowser's Fury is a part of Mario 3D World where the King of the Koopas is corrupted by a mysterious energy and turns into a giant, dark, and uncontrollable version of himself. This makes Bowser a danger to everyone, including his own Koopa Kingdom. That's why Mario and Bowser Jr. team up to defeat this giant version of the Koopa King and save the entire world. Bowser's Fury is one of the most incredible events in the Nintendo universe, and it's something we absolutely need to see on the big screen. Do you agree? The subscribe button is flashing just for you. Click it and hit the bell right now. Super Princess Peach. What if Nintendo and Illumination have a different plan? In 2005, the game Super Princess Peach was released, where the Mushroom Kingdom's leader is the main character. In this story, Bowser kidnaps Mario and Luigi. In other words, he switches roles, and this time it's Peach who goes out to save the plumbers. Peach's mission is to travel to a place called Vibe Island, and she uses emotions like joy, rage, and sadness to gain powers. This is also the game where she uses Perry, that special magical umbrella that hasn't appeared in the movies yet. Peach Showtime. Still talking about Peach as the protagonist, all fans would love to see a movie based on the game Princess Peach Showtime. This is one of Nintendo's most recent games. It was released in 2024, and it's so good that it deserves a movie adaptation. Princess Peach Showtime shows the leader of the Toads visiting a magical theater called Sparkle. It was supposed to be a fun moment, but a villain named Grape appears, and Peach has to take on multiple roles to save the place. If this game is actually adapted into a movie, we could see several Peach transformations such as Sword Fighter Peach, Ninja Peach, and even Ice Skater Peach, along with many other abilities. She will also be helped by Stella, the theater's guardian, to defeat the villain. If you became a fan of the princess through the Mario movies, then you will definitely love watching a film based on Princess Peach Showtime. But there's a problem. Many fans are saying this story wouldn't include Mario or Luigi as characters, only the princess. That's why this game might not be adapted into a movie just yet. Our guess is that Nintendo wants to release a series to tell smaller stories, just like Sonic did with the Knuckles series. If that's the case, then we will watch Princess Peach Showtime, but not as a movie, rather as a series. Do you agree with that? Sisters. Now, there is another storyline that could definitely happen. The last movie, Mario Galaxy, made it clear that Princess Peach and Princess Rosalina are sisters. This is something completely new that has never happened in the games. The continuation of this story could be the two sisters going on an adventure to discover their origins, especially since the movie made it clear that they were born from the energy of the universe. In other words, they wouldn't have a father or mother. At least that's what they believe. But new characters could be introduced, since in the first movie we saw Mario's family, something that didn't exist in the games. Not to mention, we still don't know what their connection is to Daisy, the princess of Sarasaland. Let's make one thing clear. In this universe, the princesses are extremely important. What's stopping Daisy from having the same origin as Peach and Rosalina? Nothing. That's why the next movie could be an adventure of the three girls to discover where they truly come from, Luigi. And finally, since we know Daisy is the next princess and she is closer to Luigi than to Mario, does that mean the next movie will focus on the two of them? That's an interesting idea to think about, don't you think? Could it be that, to tell Daisy and Luigi's story, Mario and Peach will have to step aside? It's an interesting theory, but that's where we'll wrap things up. If you want to learn more about the Mario universe, stay with us. The fun continues with just one click. There are 2 videos on the screen waiting for you. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.